Hey there, YouTube world, Matt Schwartz here, the Welding Geek, and in this episode of the Welding Geek, I'm showing you how I went about making the holster for my Mandalorian cosplay. So, if you want to see how I went about making this beautiful little thing right here, stay tuned to the video. Alright, we are going to start off here with, I bought a 3D printed blaster, which is beautiful. It was really well done. I have a piece of wood that I cut. This will be my insert for that top part of the holster, the little bump out. Alright, I'm going to start just roughing out some measurements here and try to get a general shape for the holster, and I'm just going to be marking this down on this poster board to make some templates for my holster. When you're doing something like this, especially when you're cutting into a reasonably expensive material like leather or whatever, always start off big. You can always make something smaller. You can't add, unless you're working with metal, you can't add onto fabrics. So start big and then work from there. Alright, I think I have my general shape here. I'm going to go ahead and get the template cut out and then get my leather cut out. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is get this wood piece put into the holster. This is going to give me that top feature, the little ridge line in the holster. And I'm just going to accomplish that by using barge glue in the leather. Alright, I'm going to use the barge glue and glue this piece into place. It should look pretty cool when I'm done. Alright, now that I have it glued into place, I'm going to go ahead and put the stitches in. Alright, you can see here that I have a mirrored piece of leather. This is kind of like a two-layer thick holster, so I'm going to glue the two pieces together now to give it that look. Now that I have all my pieces glued together and dried, I'm going to go ahead and stitch them together here on my sewing machine. Alright, before I fold this thing over and stitch it together, I'm going to stitch on the little strap, the holster strap. Now that the strap's on, I'm going to go ahead and stitch in this last seam. And now, like I said, making everything a little bit bigger, I'm going to go ahead and trim off the excess to give it a nice clean finish. Now I'm going to go ahead and make template for the loops for the holster that go over the belt. Alright, and this is what I came up with for the template. Actually, leather pieces will be a little different, and you'll see here that in a second. It won't be split. But I'm going to cut out 2 pieces of leather and get them glued together. Alright, now that I have everything glued together here, I'm going to go ahead and put in the stitches. Next up, I'll be gluing this piece to the holster. Alright, so I don't want to fully trust just the glue to hold my holster together. And my sewing machine can't sew through this many layers of leather. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a couple little stitches all the way through all the layers by hand. Alright, just like all my other builds, I'm going to go ahead and hit this with some watered down acrylic black paint to give it that weathered look I'm wanting. Alright, that is the Mandalorian holster build. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Hope it was informative and you're learning some stuff. I certainly am. I've been having a lot of fun. I've got one more video, I think, left in this build. And then we're going to move on to something else. And then I may move back to maybe making a metal blaster. This one's the 3D print one. And the rifle blaster possibly. I'm not sure. So I think the next thing I'm going to build is this right here. The helmet. That'll be the next big project. The Armorer's helmet. That's why I got that, to get the scale right. So, if you want to see me build that, that won't be the next video. It'll be like the next big build video I do. I've got a couple others, like the pants for the Mandalorian. I made a case for the costume that looks awesome. I'm going to put that video up, and some learning stuff. But yes, the Armorer helmet and chest will be my next big build. So if you want to see me go about doing that, subscribe. So when I post it, you can see it right away. If you're enjoying my content, subscribe, like, comment, do all that fun stuff if you would. My name is Matt Schwartz, and I'm the Welding Geek. Thanks for watching my stuff, guys.